On August 20, 1989, in a luxurious Beverly Hills mansion, José and Kitty Menendez were found shot to death in their home. The case quickly captured national attention and became one of the most high-profile criminal trials of the 1990s. Erik and Lyle Menendez, the couple's two sons, were later arrested and convicted of the murders. Lyle Menendez was 21 and Erik was 18 at the time of the incident. The brothers came from a wealthy family. Their father José was a successful entertainment executive, and the family lived in a gated community with significant financial resources. The Menendez brothers initially presented themselves as grieving sons, cooperating with police and appearing in interviews. However, suspicions arose when investigators learned the brothers had spent large amounts of money in the weeks after the killings. On October 31, 1989, Lyle and Erik were arrested after a friend of Erik's came forward with information from a conversation in which Erik reportedly confessed. The brothers were charged with first-degree murder and faced the possibility of the death penalty. During the investigation, the brothers claimed they acted in self-defense after years of emotional and physical abuse by their father, with their mother failing to intervene. They alleged that the abuse was severe and ongoing, leading to the events of that night. Prosecutors argued the motive was financial, greed over the family's substantial inheritance. The case drew widespread media coverage, with courtroom proceedings televised and the brothers' defense centering on the abuse claims. The first trial ended in a hung jury in 1994, with jurors split on whether the brothers' actions constituted murder or a response to prolonged mistreatment. A second trial began in 1995, with the brothers again facing murder charges. The prosecution focused on the brothers' spending spree and lack of immediate remorse. The defense presented testimony from family members and experts about the alleged abuse. The trial included emotional moments, including Erik and Lyle testifying about their experiences growing up. After months of testimony, the jury convicted both brothers of first-degree murder with special circumstances in March 1996. They were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The case sparked debates about abuse, privilege, and justice, and it has remained a topic of public interest for decades. The Menendez brothers' case involved extensive media attention from the start. The Beverly Hills mansion where the shootings occurred became a focal point for reporters and the public. José and Kitty Menendez were found in the family room of their home, having been shot multiple times. The brothers called 911 shortly after the incident, sounding distraught and reporting a possible burglary. Police initially treated the scene as a robbery gone wrong. As the investigation progressed, inconsistencies emerged. Investigators discovered that the brothers had purchased shotguns shortly before the incident and had spent significant money in the weeks that followed, including on luxury items and travel. Erik Menendez had confided in a friend about the events, leading to the friend's decision to inform authorities. The brothers were arrested in late October 1989. During interrogations, they initially denied involvement but later provided statements acknowledging their actions while maintaining claims of self-defense. The defense team argued that years of alleged abuse by José Menendez had created a situation of extreme fear and helplessness for the brothers. They presented evidence of emotional and physical mistreatment, including testimony from relatives and psychological experts. The prosecution countered that the brothers' lifestyle and spending indicated a motive related to inheritance and financial gain. The first trial in 1993 to 1994 ended with a hung jury, as some jurors found the abuse claims credible while others focused on the planning and aftermath. A retrial was ordered, and the second trial in 1995 to 1996 resulted in convictions on all counts. The brothers were sentenced to life without parole and sent to separate prisons. Over the years, the case has been revisited through documentaries, books, and media specials. A 2024 Netflix documentary featured interviews with the brothers, providing their perspective on the events and aftermath. In recent years, new evidence has been presented, including letters and statements supporting the abuse allegations. In May 2025, a judge resentenced the brothers to 50 years to life, making them eligible for parole consideration. This decision was based on changes in California law regarding sentences for young offenders and their conduct during incarceration. The brothers appeared before the parole board in 2025, where their applications were denied, but they remain eligible for future hearings. As of 2026, efforts continue to review the case, with supporters advocating for reconsideration based on the abuse claims and prison records. The case remains a subject of debate, with questions about motive, abuse, and the justice system's handling of such matters. The Menendez brothers' legal journey has continued long after their convictions. They have pursued appeals and habeas corpus petitions over the years, arguing that new evidence of abuse warranted reconsideration. In 2023, attorneys filed a petition highlighting previously undisclosed information, including statements from family members and others. A 2024 Netflix documentary series brought renewed public attention to the case, featuring interviews with Erik and Lyle Menendez from prison. The brothers described their experiences growing up and the events leading to the incident. The series also included perspectives from family members, jurors, and legal experts. Public opinion has shifted over time, with some viewing the brothers as victims of severe mistreatment, and others maintaining that the killings were motivated by greed. In May 2025, Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Michael Jessic resentenced Erik and Lyle Menendez to 50 years to life in prison. This change made them eligible for parole consideration, based on factors including their age at the time of the offense and their conduct during incarceration. The resentencing followed years of advocacy and legal arguments about the appropriateness of the original sentence. Following the resentencing, the brothers appeared before the California Parole Board in 2025. Both hearings resulted in denials of parole at that time, with the board citing various factors in their decisions. The brothers remain eligible for future parole consideration, potentially as early as 2028 or sooner, depending on administrative reviews. As of 2026, the case continues to draw interest, with ongoing discussions about the role of abuse claims in criminal defense and the evolution of sentencing laws. Supporters continue to advocate for the brothers' release, while others maintain that the convictions were appropriate. The Menendez case highlights complex issues in the criminal justice system, including the treatment of young offenders, the impact of alleged abuse, and the influence of public perception on legal outcomes. It remains one of the most discussed true crime cases of the late 20th century. The Menendez brothers were convicted of killing their parents in 1989, resulting in sentences that kept them in prison for decades. The case has sparked ongoing debate about abuse, motive, and justice. Even in 2026, with resentencing and parole considerations, questions persist about what really happened that night and whether full justice has been served. The brothers maintain their actions were a response to years of mistreatment, while others focus on the financial aspects and the nature of the incident. What do you think? Do you believe the abuse claims changed the perspective on the case? Could there be more to the story? Share your thoughts in the comments, we read every one. If real-life criminal cases and family mysteries like this keep you thinking, subscribe to our True Crime and turn on notifications for new deep dives every week. Because some stories, no matter how long they remain in the spotlight, still hold unanswered questions. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and stay curious.